Hello, today we're going to do quinoa stuffed acorn squash. So we have an acorn squash here. It's really not in season, but there are still some out there. So we have one of those. This mix is from the other day we made a Mexican lasagna. It's basically ground turkey with some vegetables and a little bit of tomato sauce, salt, pepper, a little cumin. We're going to use that in our mix. I have salt, pepper, I have red quinoa. You can sub out regular quinoa, whatever you want. So 1 cup of that. Some brown sugar, olive oil, 1 egg. So go ahead and, should we do this one in Spanish as well? How do you call this in Spanish?
Es una forma de zapallo.
Un forma de zapallo.
Sí, chiquito.
Es una mezcla de carne molida, pavo molida con vegetales, comino, sal, pimienta y poco de salsa de tomate. Sal, pimienta, quinoa rojo, azúcar morena, aceite de oliva y un huevo. I'm gonna take the squash, carefully cut it right in half. Like so. Then you're just gonna cut the bottom here. Yes, Noah, coming right away. So it sits flat. Just take a little bit off the bottom, just so it sits flat, so when you're cooking it, it's stable. So you go ahead and scoop out the insides. Now some people like to save the seeds to do something else with. We're not gonna save these seeds. Put right here in any baking pan. You can use a Pyrex, sheet pan, whatever you want, it's fine. We're using this baking sheet. So quítale medio, corta un pedazo de abajo para se queda tranquilo. Un poco de aceite, a little bit of olive oil. Over here with salt. Salt and pepper, season everything. And then we're gonna put a little bit of this. This is organic brown sugar. Just adds a little bit of sweetness to it. You can use maple syrup if you want. Brown sugar will cook nice in the oven. So go ahead, we're gonna toss this in the oven. You could throw a little water in the pan if you want, just so it doesn't burn at all. I got the oven on 350. La mete horno, yo tengo 350, which is Fahrenheit, Celsius.
175
Exactly.
Celsius.
So we have here, for the quinoa, we have 2 cups of boiling water. Quinoa is the same as rice, 1 part quinoa, 2 parts water. I add a little extra because some of it's going to evaporate out. So you take your quinoa here, you're going to bring it over here and we're going to wash it. You just want to mix it in there. If you don't wash it, it may become a little bit better. This will help cut that. Se lava de quinoa un poquito. Just shake it up, so you want to wash it real good. Okay, we're going to take that quinoa and the excess water. Okay, then we're going to bring it over here. Bring it over here. And we're going to add it. The water's already at a boil. So you got the quinoa in there. I like to season it a little bit. Salt and pepper. Just a touch of oil. Let's give that a quick little stir here. Now the squash, the acorn squash is probably going to take about 35-40 minutes. Cocina ese acorn squash, zapallo. No sé cómo dice el español. Va a cocinar como casi 40-45 minutos hasta que está poco blandito. So what we're doing now is we're going to cook this quinoa. We're going to let it come up to a boil with the quinoa. A little bit more. Once it comes up to a boil, we're going to cover it throw it on low, and let it cook for about, what, 10 minutes? About 20 minutes. You'll see when the quinoa opens up. About 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. And then when we come back, we're gonna take the squash out just when it's a little bit soft. You want still a little bite to it. A little bit soft. We're gonna mix the quinoa with our turkey mix, and I add 1 egg to mix that up. So we'll be back, and I'll show you how to put it all together.
Oh.
It's at to a boil now, so we're gonna throw it on low, and just cover it up, let it cook.
Sí, a fuego lento.
Fuego lento, sí.
Por 20 minutos. Bien lento.
Okay, we're back. The acorn squash took about 55 minutes in the oven on 350. So we have our quinoa cooked off here, our turkey mix from the other day. So we're gonna add the quinoa to that. Probably like 2 cups of quinoa, I'm guessing. I have some fresh chopped cilantro here that I wanted to add. El piñón. Lo cocina ese payo como 1 hora. Ahora echa de mezcla de carne con el quinoa, poco culantro.
Esa carne es la que sobró el otro día de la lasaña mexicana. Ajá.
And a little bit of green onions. Cebolla verde. Mix all that up.
Cebolla china le decimos en Perú.
Now, if you don't have quinoa or you want to use something else, you can use rice, use couscous, pretty much anything you want. You don't have to use meat mix. You can fill it with whatever you want, really. It's any kind of filling that you want. You want to check the mixture just so it's not too dry. I'm going to add a little bit more quinoa into there. A little salt and pepper. Add 1 egg. Okay. Mix that all together really good. The egg and the mixture it helps so that the mixture doesn't dry out. A little bit of egg kind of helps the consistency. Like kind of when you're stuffing a turkey, you put I usually put a couple eggs in the stuffing and make sure it doesn't dry out. So we got it all mixed in. Go ahead and fill the squash.
Ok, en español voy a decirle, le echas el huevo, dices, para que no se seque la mezcla, ¿no?
Sí.
Ok.
Para la rellena no se seca. Packing them good there. If you have a little extra, just make a little room in the pan. Just kind of put it right on the side. What I like to do is top it off. A little bit of shredded cheese over the top.
Parmesan cheese. Queso parmesano le está rallando.
Now go ahead and we're gonna put that back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Just so make sure everything is nice and hot inside. Okay? And so we'll be back with the plate up.
Ok, entonces va al horno por 15 minutos.
Okay, and we're back. So the acorn squash we put in the oven for about 15 minutes. See a little cheese on there. It's basically just making it hot throughout. And like I said, you can use rice instead of quinoa or couscous or anything else. And then we just take the half of the squash, put that right on a plate. Now you can add stuff. You can do some shredded lettuce or maybe if you want like a tomato sauce on the base. But we eat it just like this. The squash, it's got that little bit of brown sugar in the bottom, so it's got a little bit of sweetness, and the filling A little bit of spice because it's got the cumin, a little bit of cilantro, and jalapeno in it, so it's got a little kick. It's a very good dish, and like I said, you can do it any kind of way. Thanks for coming by. Please like the recipe if you like this one, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.